Welcome back, Shalloners. Well, today we're going to do something a little bit different. We're going to talk about not just one celeb, we're going to talk about three. Three of music's leading ladies have had some drama-filled weeks. Some you probably know about, some you might not know. You know I got the tea and you know I'll fill you in. But we're going to use these three ladies as an example of what not to do in our own interpersonal relationships. But more than that, I'm going to give you the red flags that someone in your life is drama. And I know you're probably thinking like, well, I know when someone's drama. Aha. I thought I did too. And a lot of us do, but that's kind of the evil of people, like not evil, but that is the stress of people like this, because they can weave into your life and almost like gaslight you into thinking that they're not actually super problematic. And it's only until some enormous thing happens that you step back and you're like, oh my God, this person has actually been kind of toxic, or at the very least, not really helpful and positive in my life for a very long time. I'll break it all down. But first, just want to remind you guys that if you have a one-on-one question for me and want to talk privately and submit a question, find me on my website, shallonlester.com, and click Get Help. And please, if you're doing the Instagram counseling session, please include your Instagram handle. 9 out of 10 of you guys don't, and I'm like, girls, I can't just vibe it out. Because then you go like to the bottom of the pile and it takes me a long time to get back to you when you respond. So Instagram handle. Also, head to my website to shop my new merchandise collection. We got some really fun hoodies, phone cases, vision boards, crop tops and backpacks, all sorts of stuff. And listen to my podcast, Girl on Top, out every Wednesday, every place podcasts are found. And let me tell you, the whole reason I know about a lot of this drama happening is because you guys tag me and stuff on Instagram. So definitely follow me on Instagram at shallonxo. I love it when you tag me in things. Really, I'm a busy girl. I can't read all the news. And you know what? When we go on like the Daily Mail and stuff and page 6, it's not always the news we here at the Shallontourage care about. I don't want to hear about Prince Andrew. I don't want to hear about the impeachment. I want to hear about Selena Gomez. I mean, I don't because she's the worst, but you know what I'm talking about. So let's start. We'll go down in terms of star power, right? We'll start at the top and then we'll work our way down, because we're going to talk about Taylor Swift, Selena Gomez, and Camila Cabello and the things that they've been getting up to this week. So Taylor, the last video we did here, we talked about Taylor's billion never-ending feud with Scooter Braun. The issue is he owns the masters to 6 of her albums now, and allegedly he was not letting her perform these songs, her old songs, on the American Music Awards that are happening this Sunday, because she's being honored with like Artist of the Decade or the Century or whatever. And she took to Tumblr, I'm not a Tumblr person, to basically weaponize her fans, to tell Scooter you're not happy about this. And also, she wasn't allowed to use her music in her Netflix documentary that's coming up. Scooter and his team shot back that like, no, this isn't true. Like, we never told you couldn't use these things. Taylor then came back with receipts. She said that the email came at like October 19th, 5:17 p.m., blah, blah, blah. And she copy and pasted the statement. Now, on the video, you guys were like, that's not how it works, blah, blah, blah. Okay, here's an example. If I talked about the tortoise and the hare, would you be in the comments section breaking down the locomotive abilities of a tortoise? No, because it's a parable. It's a goddamn parable. That's what we do here on the Shallontourage. We take a celebrity scandal, we take something in the news, and we mine it for the lessons we can learn. The details, the contract law is not important. It's not important. But you know what? If you're a contract lawyer, please feel free to DM me your law degree and explain in the comment section exactly what is going on, because evidently that's what you're here for. The rest of us are here to learn and get wiser. Try to keep up. So we talked about, victim mentality, all of that stuff. Well, things have escalated with those two. Nashville police were alerted that basically Taylor Swift fans were like swarming Scooter Braun's office there. I don't know that they were doing it in real life. They were like bombarding him with calls and emails to the point where Scooter's team and Scott Borchetta, who runs Big Machine Records, which is based in Nashville, was like, this is like almost basically harassment. So I can't help but think that like that's exactly what Taylor wanted to happen. I mean, clearly it was like tell Scott you don't like this. Like, okay, well, I'm not having brunch with him later, so I don't know what else to do. But her fans are crafty, and they called the governing, like, or the financial backers of this deal and released their little wrath on it. I mean, guys, imagine if you had used that time to call your congressman about abortion rights, homelessness, climate change. Don't you think that would have been a better use of your time? Imagine having that many like detective skills and that much free time and that much vitriol and using it for something as bullshit as helping a millionaire, 2 multimillionaires work out their little peccadillos. Okay, that's great. But then TMZ reported that things seem to work out in Taylor's favor, that she now has been granted the rights to use her songs at the American Music Awards. And I was like, that's great. All's well that ends well. Yay, score 1 for the girls team. Because like, you guys, like, you're so anti-Taylor. It's like, I'm actually on her side on this. Like, I as a creator myself would be horrified if someone owned the rights to my things and was like, you can never have a quote in your new videos that you said in your previous videos. That would be a nightmare scenario. You know, you can never talk about your books. You can never sell any of your books anymore. I have 2, by the way. And they're available on my Amazon affiliates page. Go to amazon.com/shop/Shallon Lester to buy my books and a whole bunch of other products that I love, including Plan B, which you can buy for $12 on Amazon. It's not Prime though. Okay, tangent. But then things took another turn because I thought this issue was close, right? You know, Taylor's happy. She gets to use her songs. What does she say? Or sources told TMZ that Taylor is not happy. She's pissed because now she doesn't even have time to rehearse these old songs before the AMAs on Sunday. I'm done. I'm done being a Swiftie right now. I'm always gonna like the music, but like, you lost me, girl. What the fuck do you want? What do you want? What do you want? Also, you do have a lot of time. This story, I think, came out like late last night. Ostensibly, Taylor knew about these things a day or 2 ago. You know, like it takes a minute for news to break and whatever. That means she had almost a week. You can't rehearse songs you wrote in a week. You're only doing a medley. You're only doing a snippet. You're not putting on a full like 2.5 hour concert at the AMAs. You also sing these songs every time you perform in your own concerts. You do. Yeah, the issue was the licensing of like a TV show. But like in your concerts, obviously she's singing her own songs. It's like, what are you talking about? What are you talking about? What do you want then? And this brings me to red flag drama friend point number 1. Nothing is ever good enough. And what do I talk about when I talk about war? Peace or victory? We must always evaluate an opponent, whether they're directly competing against us or they're competing with other people and we're just observing like we are now. Are they after peace or are they after victory? If Taylor's after peace, I bet there was ways she could resolve this behind the scenes with her endless team of lawyers, right? But maybe not. Maybe not. Sometimes you really do just have to take it to the streets. I fully get that. So, okay, if this was her Hail Mary to let her fans know and like sway the tide of public opinion against Scooter, it worked, girl. Why are you still fighting? Why are you still in the battlefield? That white flag is up. That white flag is up. You won. And this tells me Taylor isn't about peace, she's about victory. And when we have opponents who are into victory, very, very often that goes hand in hand with a victim mentality. Because I've talked about this before, how a victim mentality will create a bully because they feel entitled to do whatever they want because they've been wronged. Spoiler alert, we all have. It's called being alive. It's called adulthood. Get the fuck over it. They feel like they're able to just go on this war path forever because no one has suffered the way they have. And those aren't people you need in your life. Because if you're watching this, we all have a friend like that. You might even be that friend, but let's say you're watching one of your friends be like this. Like they've gotten in a fight with their boyfriend, right? And he's danced with another girl or whatever. And she is just reaming him out, right? Like it's just like this endless thing. He's never going to get out of the doghouse, but finally, okay, they're back together, but she like won't let it go. She won't let it go. He's apologized. He's moved on. The issue should be closed because they're back together. How long do you think it's going to be before she turns that on you? You aren't special. I'm not special. Well, we are. We're all very special. And not just because our moms say so, but because I say so. We're all special here on the Shallon Trash. Because we're smart, and smart is special. She's gonna turn that on you sooner or later. Do you know how I know this? I've experienced it. I've witnessed it. And I probably have done it, you know? People like that, they don't just need drama from like the boyfriend. They need it all the way around. No one has a victim mentality in just one category. It's a pervasive, diffuse pathology, right? And so if you're seeing this, that's a red flag. I'm not saying you have to cut someone off, but you have to be very cognizant of these sort of machinations if you get into a tussle with them. Because if they're like, we have an issue and blah, 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 and you're apologizing, listen, you're going to find yourself apologizing for 3 weeks, and then she's just going to pivot what she's mad about and come up with something new to keep the argument going so she can stay in that sort of power situation and also the victim situation, right? So the antidote to this is if you find yourself in conflict with a Taylor Swiftian kind of person, you apologize once, and if they don't accept that, then you're like, okay, this is a victory. This is a right fighter. You know, they don't want to be happy, they want to be right. And then you disengage, because it's very powerful when someone puts up a boundary that that they're no longer going to be an emotional punching bag, right? And we've all kind of been in these situations. Like my mom is good at this. Like if she did something wrong, I'd be like, meh. And she'd be like, I'm sorry. I'd be like, you did this. And she's like, you know what? I said I'm sorry. The issue's closed. And I was like, yes, ma'am. You know, like I wasn't going to keep going, because then the tables flip and suddenly I'm the one in trouble. It's like, okay, issue's closed. And that is very powerful. Like, this issue is closed on my end. I'm not going to entertain it anymore. You want drama, you want to fight, you can go elsewhere. Because they will find a way to keep it up. So let's talk about Selena Gomez. She's also had a very peculiar week. And my favorite thing is to watch you guys attack Selena Gomez stans here on this channel. I usually don't even have to do it myself. Like, when I was giving that tortoise in the hair example, it's like, it's the same kind of thing when you get like stan accounts like coming on here. It's like, I could help you. The Shallontrage could be the thing that you need, because what people who are like stans, what they want is to feel relevant. They want to feel adjacent to this celebrity life, this glamour, this agency, this personal power and confidence. Guess who can give you that? It's me. I can teach you how to do that. You don't have to have a Taylor Swift, Selena Gomez stan account. But you come here attacking me. You come here attacking my followers. Ooh, that's a lot worse. And most importantly, you come here just not like getting the point. Like, don't miss the point about what we're here to do. No, I don't like Selena Gomez. I think she's the worst kind of person. I think she's like, not the worst, you know, like Hitler's the worst. You know what I mean? Trump's the worst. But she's just an annoying person that we all have in our friendship group, because she's the person who's like, I don't want any drama, and then wedges her little ass right in the middle of everything. Because let's break down what she's been doing over the last month, right? She releases a song very soon after Justin Bieber, her ex, has the big lavish wedding with Hailey Baldwin, releases a song about, I had to lose you to love me, whisper goose. She's the whisper goose. I can't stand her. And like, that shifted everything, gets in this weird Instagram feud with Hailey Baldwin. And then Selena's like, you guys, I'm just about the love. I don't want anybody getting hurt. Shut the fuck up. Shut the fuck up. You started a feud with your ex-boyfriend and his wife, his legal wife. Whether or not you think that relationship is going to last, he has made a choice, okay? And then you act like, oh, I just want everyone to get along. Okay, then why'd you write this song? Maybe you didn't write it. Why'd you record it? Why'd you release it? Why is it the first song you've released in years? You didn't bury it on a B-side. You led with it. So don't act like you don't want drama. There's nothing more insanity inducing to me than people who claim they're like so chill, and they're actually the ones stirring the pot all the time. And there is an unmistakable correlation for those two things. If you ask any like male who's been on Tinder, one of the biggest red flags I see in a bio is, I'm really laid back. Ooh, no, you're not. No, you're not. You are crazy as a sack of weasels, okay? Like, the lady doth protest too much, as Shakespeare says. Like, when you have to like say, I am laid back. Like, no, you're not. It's like how Trump says he's smart. Okay. And like handsome. Okay. Oh, and if you like Trump and you don't like that I talk bad about him, you can leave. Bye. So that was a few weeks ago. Selena's new baloney is that she commented on a picture of Bella Hadid, stunning. And then Bella deleted the photo, and Selena wrote, because like someone pointed it out, someone like E! News or whatever pointed it out, or maybe it was just a person, and Selena writes, "That sucks, cry face emoji." And at first I was like, well, who cares? And then I remember Selena dated The Weeknd. Hello. Bella Hadid, like, has dated The Weeknd on and off for like a very long time, like a very intense relationship. I've heard that she's like a lot of drama herself, needs a lot of attention. She's an ugly duckling. She's like Khloe Kardashian. Like, you can do whatever you want to your face. You can have however many Instagram followers you want. If it isn't coming from inside, if you don't organically feel like you are worthy and whole and beautiful on your own, it's not going to add up to a hill of beans, you know? And so no amount of attention is really ever going to be enough, certainly within a relationship with your boyfriend. And I've always heard that's like the deal, that she was like very needy and very clingy. And he doesn't seem like he's particularly into that, you know? Like, I can see like Evan Peters being cool with that, you know, with Halsey, but like The Weeknd seems like he would just be so annoyed so fast. I love him. And I like Bella too, you know, but we cannot deny this is probably the psychology behind that. So let's recap. Selena starts shit with Justin and Hailey and then goes to her other significant ex, The Weeknd, and stirs up shit there with his ex-girlfriend. And like, he dated Selena for a few months, but it wasn't like with Bella. You know, I think he liked Selena, but I've heard that she tried to like get a kidney out of him and he was going to do it, and then saw like the writing on the wall and was like, no. He loved Bella, you know? Like, that's a very significant relationship. Selena, what are you doing? Like, what are you doing? Why? What do you want out of this? What do you want out of this? You know what? I'll tell you what she wants. She wants the exact same thing she tried to get out of the Justin and Hailey thing. She wants to create a problem so that she can rush in and be the savior for it. She is tacitly and covertly creating problems. This song about Justin and Hailey, getting between The Weeknd and Bella or whatever, and positioning herself publicly as like the cool one. So if they don't like me, they're the ones with the problem. Never mind the fact that the world probably doesn't know anything that was going on behind the scenes. I have a very hard time believing that Selena has been nothing but an interloper and drama to Justin and Hailey, and yet was very respectful of Bella and The Weeknd's history. I don't believe that at all. People are who they are. How she was in one relationship is probably how she is in the second one. So I have a feeling there was a lot of drama, her stirring up trouble, her getting in between both of these couples when she needed attention or whatever. And now she's doing it on a public stage, just like she did with Justin and Hailey. And Bella doesn't seem like the type to delete a lot of photos. I don't think she does. I have deleted like 0 photos. Like, you gotta really want to take something down. Like, and I think maybe that was kind of a power move of Bella, because she knew that was going to get the attention and it was not going to skew well in Selena's favor. Because it's like, why are you on your ex-boyfriend's ex-girlfriend's page commenting? Shut up. So she inserts herself into things and she creates a problem so that she can be a hero. And I know we see this in our friends, right? Here's how this manifests in friendships. Your friend comes to you like, oh my gosh, Shallon, I heard Kelsey was talking so much shit about you. No, I heard it. Yeah, that's what, like, she told me, blah, blah, blah. Suddenly there's a problem. But look, I'm going to tell her that that's not true. I totally shut her down. Well, I meant to. But I'm going to make sure that no one else hears this. Does that sound familiar? Something along those lines, right? They create a problem so that they can be a savior, so that they can be, as my friend used to say, on the scene. You know, like, they're the kind of person who like rubbernecks at a car crash, who like tries to talk to the reporters if an apartment building burns down, even though they don't live there. Like, they're always just inserting themselves into something because they don't have anything going on themselves. It's funny, like, I was reading the comments on like that E!News thing when they were recapping this Bella thing and this Bella Selena drama, and somebody made a good point in the comment section, which doesn't happen very often, but they're like, this is classic, like, someone was like, she's a sociopath and this is what they do. And the person's like, totally agree. But this also smacks of that like AA 12-step thing where they're on making amends. And it's like, no one gives a shit, dude. No one even wants to hear from you. They just want you out of their life, you know? So maybe that's it. Hopefully that's it. And that means she is going to some sort of 12-step thing. I don't know. But here's another way this kind of drama manifests in a friend. You should totally ask him out. You don't need to wait. Screw that. Don't listen to Shallon Lester, the smartest woman on the internet, who says don't ask a boy out. You should totally DM him, text him, keep texting him. He's doing something. That's drama. Maybe it's not because they want to rush in and save you, but this is the on the scene kind of thing again, right? They want you to take a chance that they themselves are not willing to take. They're not power texting like a dude who they slept with who isn't calling them back, right? They want you to do it so that they can sit and be like, wow, like get the popcorn. Oh, this is so interesting. That is not a person that cares about you. That is a person who wants entertainment. There is Disney Plus, go investigate it, okay? You don't need to be anyone's like entertainment at your own detriment. So step back and see if you see these patterns playing out chronically in some of your friendships. Now, we're gonna move on to Camila Cabello. Oh boy, I follow, I'm sorry, a lot of like Shawn Mendes fan accounts. I'm so sorry. Why am I like this? But they follow me back, which is like so much worse because then I'm never gonna unfollow. Like, it's terrible. And you guys like tag me. You guys tag me in like all this Camila drama, and it is crazy. Like, I've been following these accounts for longer than I care to admit because I have, and because I'm an emotional child. Well, that's why, because he's hot. But like, I have watched the trajectory from like, this is like pre-Camila that I followed, and the trajectory of hardcore fans is like a fascinating case study. Like, call Harvard Psychology Unit, like study like the precipitous drop of a Stan account because they have turned on him. They have turned on him. His relationship with Camila, like from the Stan account point of view, is pervasively seen as completely fake. Very, very few Shawn fans, Mendes Army people, believe that this is a legitimate relationship. I kind of think it is real. I don't know. I just emotionally, I can't handle that this man might be gay. I'm just not in the weather's turned. I have seasonal affective disorder. I can't handle it. We're not doing it. But the rumor is, that it's fake. And they have turned on him because he is now associated with that fakery and that drama. I mean, he's helping create it. And this is a huge red flag we have to be aware of in friends. If we have a friend who's constant drama, we are associated negatively with that as well. Very, very few people on the outside of our clique or even on the inside are going to be like, oh, well, Kelsey's drama. I don't even know anyone named Kelsey. Kelsey's drama, and she's a mess, and she's like an alcoholic who barfs all over herself at the bar. But Shallon is like totally stable and cool. Nope. Birds of a feather flock together, and if you lie with dogs, you rise with fleas. That's a lot of folksy sayings in one sentence, but they're not untrue, right? So if you have someone in your life who is just like a mess, you are going down with that ship. Okay? And what you observe them doing is not all that they're doing. And they might be implicating you in their baloney behind the scenes. It's like, okay, yeah, I blew 3 guys at the lacrosse party, but Shallon blew 7. You don't know what somebody's saying to deflect from their own responsibility and their own toxicity. You don't know. You have to put distance between you and toxic people. And I know that's hard because one sentence I heard one time, toxic people can love you very much. They can love you very much. They don't mean to do it. It might not be part of some grand plan with a whiteboard, but that doesn't mean it isn't playing out. That doesn't mean you aren't feeling the effects of this bad dynamic, right? So some other things have gone on with Camila Cabello. That's just one lesson we have to learn from her. One of you guys tagged me, I think it was Mendes Army 1998, tagged me in like this job listing from her company. I didn't even know she had a company, like Camila Cabello Enterprises, whatever. Basically looking to hire professional fans who would like make stan accounts for her, defend her vociferously on the internet and in the comment sections of stuff. And she's hiring fans. I've been in celebrity journalism a really long time, 13 years. I've never heard of this. I've heard of hiring like social media managers, someone to run your website. I've heard of onboarding a super fan that you have to like run your fan club, but I have never heard of putting an ad on like LinkedIn or monster.com or something and hiring fans. That is some next level weird shit. And that's the thing. I don't think it's fake. This was like a whole job posting. There was contact information. Like, I don't think it's fake because it was very corporate speaky. I think it's just incredibly true and bizarre. Another thing Camila has done is Shawn was on a live stream with John Mayer. And I realize there's like this sort of renaissance that John Mayer is undergoing where people have like chosen to leave behind his fuckboy past, or if nothing, actually maybe lean into it, like embrace that side of him and juxtapose it with like the fact that he is so talented and he is so funny and he seems so sweet. He is sweet and he is charming. And so he's kind of like going through this resurgence with like the younger generation. So Shawn was on a live stream with him and Camila was in the comments section wiling out like, John, I love you. All caps, 10 million exclamation. John, I love you. You're my boyfriend. Rah, rah, rah. I mean, she left like 13 comments. And then, of course, so it was John Mayer focused at the beginning, but then she switched and it's like, Shawn, I love you too. John, finish with Shawn so he can take me on a date. Rah, 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 rah. It was just on and on and on and on. So what can we learn from that, right? We can learn that sometimes, like I said, toxic people can love you very much. Because let's just assume that she does love Shawn and she's super in him. I would like to think that the simplest answer is the correct one in terms of their relationship, that he always had a thing for her. Finally, she let him out of the friend zone and he's like, she's crazy, actually. And now I'm stuck. I like to think that's the answer. But what we can learn, toxic people can love you very much. And I see a lot of like drama friends or very narcissistic people being supportive, but in a way that glorifies them and not you. You know, like they're going to throw you a party, but they're going to spend the entire party talking about like, look at how great these decorations are, blah, blah, blah. They're going to make it more about you than them. We see this a lot in family members, a lot in moms, a lot in sisters. I taught her everything she knows. She's here because I gave her that recipe, right? Like it's taking credit for someone else's achievement, but also being supportive. Like you can't look at them and be like, well, they're not being supportive or they're being insulting or they're trying to hurt me or cut me down. Like they're not, but why do I feel like that? Why is that the shadow emotion that I'm feeling? That's the splash emotion. Trust your instinct. If you just feel like, like she was excited for me to get nominated for Homecoming Corp, but she just kept telling everyone that like, oh, like she styles me and like she taught me how to do my makeup. She helped me like with my campaign posters and that's why I won student council president. Step back and look, this isn't the most toxic trait. That's why we started with the most and we worked our way down to the least in terms of star power and toxicity. But it just might not be something you want to be around. And I talk to you guys a lot in your private messages, and this is a huge question that I get. They're bad, but they're not that bad. You know, and how do you know you should cut someone off, whether it's a boyfriend, a family member, or a friend, a job situation, whatever. It's like, it's not that bad. Like, they're not fucking my boyfriend. He's not smacking me across the face. My mom isn't cutting my ponytail off because I won't eat my peas. But something doesn't have to be that bad. We have to raise the bar for ourselves. We don't have to be in hell in order to change. You guys are following along on my IG this weekend. Like, I was in Nashville seeing if I want to move there. And people are like, why? Oh, no, don't leave New York. I've been in New York City since I graduated. Okay, I'm old AF right now. Like, I want a different kind of lifestyle. And no, New York isn't bad. It's a wonderful, incredible town, for sure. But it doesn't have to be terrible. Do I have to get to the point where I'm miserable before I leave? Like, no, I don't. You don't have to get to the point where you are like ready to throttle your friend before you decide like, I'm just going to put a little distance. I do not recommend calling people like this out. I don't recommend it. They want drama, okay? So you might want peace, they want victory. You're going to get into a whole thing. Look at Taylor Swift. People go up against her, it never fucking ends. It never ends, right? So just put a little distance. Don't answer all of their texts. You don't have to get on the phone with them if you don't feel like it. Don't meet them for drinks if you know they're going to get sloppy and weird. It's okay to not please everybody else. It is truly okay. And if they don't like it, tough shit. The world still keeps on going. God, she's on the throne. Sun comes up every day. The Shallon entourage is thriving. You come here. We'll be your friend. I hope this was informative and helpful. And like I said, follow me on Instagram at shallonxo, where I let you guys weigh in, suggest new topics, all that. Connect with me there. And listen to my podcast, Girl on Top, out every Wednesday, every place podcasts are found. And like I said, if you have a love question of your own or a question about anything, family, friends, career, whatever, find me on my website, shallonlester.com, where you can also take some super fun quizzes to see if your Instagram is kind of giving off the right message or if you might need a little bit of help. See you soon, Shalloners.